please welcome, I think, one of the great filmmakers of our time, Nacho Vigalondo!
Thank you so much, Peter. Thank you for allowing me to be here again. I'm going to cry a bit, but please forgive me. I want to make things clear about how special it is for me to be back here. Last time I visited the festival was the world premiere of Colossal. Thank you so much. That was a really sweet time, and it has taken 8 years for me to come back, and 8 years in filmmaker terms. Like it's not a tragic drama. Like it can happen. Like movies take time to be made, but at the same time, 8 years is what took the Beatles to make their whole fucking discography. Like all of them, only 8 years. And they changed the appearance, the clothes. They had time to follow like 700 trends, one after the other. So in those 8 years, a lot of things happened and a lot of things didn't happen. It's been a wild journey. Some of the journeys reflected in the film. And there was a segment of that span of time in which I kind of completely gave up on the idea of making feature films anymore. Like you shouldn't take making movies for granted. I mean, this huge fantasy of being a filmmaker, this huge privilege, is something that you should never take for granted, even if you have a healthy family or maybe your dad is famous or whatever. Like, that is not my case, and I never took it for granted. And there was a time in which I quietly gave up. So I'm saying this to make clear how amazing it is for me to be able to make another feature film and come back here. And I should thank, for the rest of my life, people down there who are like the ones to blame. First, Naikari Piñas is my partner in life. And she has had confidence, even in the times where I didn't. And Cristina, my fiancée, she's around there. Is she not here? Oh, okay. So Cristina, depending on the response of the movie, Cristina is going to deal with a different fiancé for the rest of the night. So I don't know if she's around. Wait, she's not there. I mean, this starts really bad. So Cristina is really important for me. I mean, it's been a great support. And of course, Gustavo from Mediacres, our partners, the people at NYC, my agents, Pete, Cristina, you're there around. A lot of people who I will feel this gratitude for the rest of my life. And as you'll see, this movie is coming from a really dark place. Some would say even the darkest place that we experience in life. But all along, this movie has brought me a massive amount of joy. I cherish the joy of filmmaking. That is the best joy that is out there. If you don't know Cristina, I guess. And the joy of filmmaking, in this case, has been, insane. I remember making this movie like summer camp rather than something painful to do. I mean, I will live within the shooting of this movie forever, which doesn't make sense, but you get the point, right? And if remembering the shooting of this movie, for me, it's like remembering a golden age in my life, is thanks to the cast. Oh my God, Henry Golding and Beatrice Grannò are the best people you can work with. And they are around, right?
I think they're still on the red carpet.
So I was making this, I was using this tone because I was expecting for them to come out.
They'll be here for
So,
the Q&A.
do I have to fill the gaps? Are they coming here?
For the Q&A.
Oh, they're coming here for the Q&A. So, Beatrice and Henry, wherever you are celebrated by me on stage, and later
On stage again.
on stage again. You not only I will be able to finish the line that I was doing with it. Okay, he's coming. Come here, asshole. Such a crap guy.
I don't know what this. He's so crazy. He's so crazy. What's up, guys? How are you? Thanks for coming. What have you been saying that I have to comment on? I apologize for his rambling, and he's an absolute genius. I'll take this opportunity to say a couple of words about Nacho, because he's always waxing lyrical about everybody else, but he never talks about himself, and he's one of the most genius, one of the most humble, one of the most creative people that I've ever met. We became very close. I tend to sort of describe our relationship as me being the gas to his sort of bonfire. So whenever he goes on a weird tangent, I'm like, oh yeah, and then he'll just develop into this crazy story. But I love you, Nacho. This is so well deserved, and I really do hope that everybody enjoys the film. We put a lot of work into it, but please, I guess, do enjoy. Yeah.
We'll have a Q&A afterwards. Enjoy Daniela forever. Please welcome Nacho Vigalondo, Henry Golding, Beatrice Grannò. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Does it feel like I'm going to say something else? Because I just have a dry mouth because I'm really nervous. So I was only just going to drink. So nothing to add to the thank you.
Okay.
Well,
we'll start the Q&A. We'll start some questions.
Aren't they great?
They're fantastic. So, I mean, the first thing that I was really struck by the film was an aesthetic decision, and that's the decision to depict the world of Nick's reality and his depression in another medium, another aspect ratio, another texture, and you're shooting on, I believe, Betamax for those sequences.
Yeah, it's not even because when you contrast to film stock in relation to movies, and there's the debate everywhere on the internet, it's about celluloid versus digital, right? And but in this case, there's a third element that is magnetic tapes, which have nothing to do with celluloid or digital, and that is out of the debate. Like, no one is debating what's the properties of magnetic tape images, the analogic one, like the same ones that I used in 1995 to make my first short film. It's the same camera. No one discusses that, but...
Is that a nostalgic feeling to go back to that technology?
Oh, maybe it's the opposite of nostalgia, because the short films that I did with this camera were crap. Like, where they were like, I don't want to... But maybe in a way, you want to try to see what happens. How much have you evolved as a filmmaker if you're using the same crap technology that you used at the beginning?
I just wondered, because I think this is a movie, in many ways, a movie about grief. It is about nostalgia. It is about trying to capture a past. So I wondered if maybe that was maybe a subconscious decision.
That sounds clever, so I'll steal it. Like in the next Q&A with a different audience, that is what I'm going to say. Yes, for me, Betacam reinforce the metaphor about trying to capture the past and make it your present. But there's something funny about it, because when I wrote the script, I knew that I wanted the most radical distinction between the two worlds. I didn't want to use filters or like subtle things, because in an amazing film, like everything everywhere all at once, they're changing all the time, the aspect ratio, everything. You just feel it, but you don't notice it. and I just, in this case, I really, really needed to make the huge contrast because it's the same people in the same flat. So I wanted to make clear, to be clear with the audience about where we are, especially when we break the whole thing later. And when I was writing the script, I was like, okay, black and white versus color, just that. That was the only thing that I found effective at the time. But as we were getting closer to principal photography, they told us, okay, no, it's black and white. This is no, buyers hate black and white. You need to be the Coen brothers to. You need to be like, I don't know.
Alfonso Cuarón.
Yeah, one of those. Like, you can't.
You're that great, though. Come on.
But I was like, no, but not all the time. Just the parts. No, black and white. And I get it. But we spent like a couple of weeks desperate, me and John Diaz, my DP, which has been my DP since the times that we were using the Betacam camera. And suddenly this idea came. And we were like, okay, this is kind of powerful because we haven't seen this before. Like, feels aggressive, but our partners, they say, okay, let's do it this way. And I was like, what the fuck? This is way more radical than black and white and color. And as, because there was a lot of discussion about this, and John de Dominguez, the DP, he said something amazing. Because dealing with this is really complicated in terms of going back to the magnetic tapes, taking the tapes to the editing room and processing all the material and being able to do VFX within the Betacam. So that was like a next level of difficulty. But John Diaz said, the only reason we are scared of this is because A24 hasn't done it before.
Well, you beat him to it. I'd love to hear from the cast. You mentioned, because you set up this distinction of the two realities, and then those realities become to compound. I want to hear from the actors about what were the challenges in navigating that reality. Beatrice, yourself, you play a character that is kind of she's a memory at first, but she becomes her own person. So what was the challenge there?
Hello, everyone. No, it was very challenging. It was great for me to play this character because I think it's always fun to play someone who's not fully a person, like someone who's like a projection or a memory, because you have to bring something more. You have to do something when you're there in the scene that kind of, it's a, that has a different energy. Daniela has many stages in the film. And the first one was the one that scared me the most. Because I would go up to Nacho and say, are you sure? Because I just sound like a bad actress. Because, she didn't have to be like this artificial intelligence. Like, she didn't have to be that too much. I had to play like a fine line. And also, I think it was interesting for me because I had to be all the time in contact with Henry and what he was doing, what he was thinking. Because what he was thinking, it was me. And I was thinking what he was thinking. So,
what were those conversations like, Henry, working with Beatrice?
It was all credit to Beatrice because she really took the character and she had the parameters that Nacho gave her, but she brought so much life to every frame that she was in, even when she was acting lifeless. And I remember that day that she went up to Nacho and sort of discussed this, and she was kind of freaking out about it. And me and Nacho were like, are you fucking crazy? You're like amazing in this. So keep doing whatever it is you're doing. Don't change.
She's the arc of Daniela, which is like huge. It cannot be bigger, like because the Daniela, the starting point is bad actress, and at the end is you.
Yeah.
There's no bigger arc than that.
But it became like a language between us. It was like, oh, this is the bad actress moment.
But the thing is, if the arcs, we are not telling to the audience, we are not mentioning in the script the step by step how you become real, because that would be boring. Like you're bringing it to the screen without the movie mentioning the whole thing. Like you're evolving. For example, in the and this is great. And the haunted house scene, like she's evolving in real time. Like the way she behaved on top of the scene.
She has an original idea.
Yeah, she's having. I mean, and he's like, "Oh, do I care about this? No, you love it." And suddenly she doesn't love it. I mean, she's growing in a which way more detail than the script itself.
So this is the thing that I think is interesting, because as much as this film begins as a story about grief and it's a story about lucid dreaming, it almost becomes a story about artificial intelligence and simulation. Was that something that you were expecting from the beginning?
That would be amazing, because
Take that one as well.
I wrote this. The first draft was written
way before ChatGPT.
By the time I came with Colossal, the first draft was already written. If I was talking about AI at that time, I'm a genius. Like I'm, the only guy who can make it, like James Cameron. Like he writes Avatar, and it's like in 14 years, this is gonna work. And in 25 years, the sequel is going to work even more, like because he can anticipate cultural and socio-economic development of the masses. No, it's a beautiful.
Maybe you were just that much of a genius, Nacho. Can we talk?
Okay.
Can we? I'd love to know about why you decided to set the story in Madrid. You've shot some of your films there before, your short films.
When you write a story like this, you don't set the story within a city. But at some point, I was like, okay, let's set the movie in Madrid, because we don't know if the movie is going to be just 100% Spanish, or as soon as, this is the first one, and she came later, as soon as I knew that they were going to play the couple, and I was in awe, like, oh my God, I'm going to accept and be treated like a slave if they are like into being like assholes on set. I was open to suffer them because I love their work, and I was like, okay, but I want them. I mean, they made the film. When you see a movie like this with the stars like this, always take care about this. They made the film. They made the film possible. Without them involved, this movie will be like on my computer, in a PDF text.
Or in your dream.
They made the film, or in a dream, yeah, of course. And what was the question about? It was like
we were talking about Madrid and your affinity.
Once I knew that they were going to come, I was like, I don't want to spend like a dime into making Madrid looking like another city. Like if I shoot in Toronto, I'm going to make the movie be about Toronto, because once you if we had to turn Madrid into LA or New York, suddenly we don't have the city to breathe for us. It's just like this corner, this brick down here, like this piece of the sky. And so I changed the script so they could come here and speak in English without us having to do like this script shenanigans. So the movie's a co-production. So I feel like that was a nice idea, because the movie breathes. You can feel the city breathing, and they in the city. Like I will never, if I will be open to shoot all my movies in Spain. I'm taking tourists as main characters. I don't want to imprison the place within.
I'm going to open up to the audience before continuing. Yes, right in the front.
So my apologies right now if these questions aren't answerable, but at the conclusion of the film, two things were running through my head was Nick real, and what was in the letter?
The-
So like, if you can't answer those, then my question is, why were those things?
So the question's about the ending and the ambiguities of the ending. Nick, was there something that you actually read in that letter?
Henry? Nick Henry?
Do you know it?
It's up for interpretation. I know. I think I'm
sure.
one of the only few people that knew what was inside the letter, and it really is up to interpretation. Did Nick exist? Was he a figment of her imagination, or did his reality become her reality or vice versa. It really depends how deep you want to kind of go. But I think, you know, for me, taking on a character like Nick, it was so interesting because he has somewhat of a reverse arc. We always find a hero who's kind of up on at his highest moment in life, and then he comes across a challenge, and then he finds a way out. When in fact we start in the lowest of low with him grieving his girlfriend and love of life. He finds a way out, and suddenly everything starts sort of crumbling and falling apart. So for me, tackling that made it really interesting to be able to figure out, like, at the end, what does he sacrifice? Is he giving up a sacrifice for her? And what sort of levels would you go to sacrifice something for the person that you absolutely adore and you love and you know you've done bad for? And so for me, I feel as though he would sacrifice kind of his reality to give her kind of what you see at the ending. But it's up for, again, interpretation, I think.
Have anything to add?
Great that I just give him the
that was
when I wrote the fucking thing, like
easy. Yeah, exactly. I was like pointing to you.
There's a question over there.
I know.
The question is about the Evangelion reference. Nacho, nerd out for us.
Somebody got that
Can
one.
I just say,
I made a beat.
I had no idea
She was like, what do these numbers mean?
what I
are you
was talking about. No, I mean, I looked it up later, but then he really wanted me to say that, and I'm like, and he said, some people are gonna love this. I'm like,
Yeah. I made a bet
Okay.
to someone, and that someone said, if you put it this way, like this, you're going to get a fan of Evangelion asking about it in the first screening.
Did you win?
I lost the bet.
You lost the bet.
I lost the bet.
There was a question there.
Who doesn't love Evangelion? I mean, it's like...
I noticed you used a lot of techno music, even like when it was slower moments, a lot of electronic. Can you describe like what feeling you were going for with like that musical choice of behind every eye?
hello, sorry.
The question is to speak to the music and the soundtrack and the decision,
You mean the
techno score.
the overall soundtrack? Oh, there's something funny that I don't know if you noticed, but the band that she wants to hear is Hydrogenes. It's a well-known Spanish band. They are the two guys on the stage that play a song later in the park scene.
On the YouTube track.
Yeah, if you read the name of the title of the file in the YouTube page, it says Hydrogenes, so it's the same band. And they are really, really popular among the coolest people in Spain. like if you are cool, you love Hydrogenes. They are amazing. They are like a couple. They live together for the last 20 years, and they make music constantly. And they made their own videos, and not only that, they made the fucking soundtrack of the whole film. So I told them, this is the first time they're making a soundtrack, and I'm such a big fan, and I feel like they are the best musicians in Spain. So because I'm such a fan, I not only asked them to make the soundtrack, but also they appear, they become part of the plot in a way. So, and I wanted them to come to set and meet them and everything. I really love them.
We made a song together as well.
Yeah,
Me and Hydrogenes, right?
Yeah, it's like you're making a movie with a score made by Hans Zimmerman, and he appears playing the.
Do we have
saying
questions?
that.
Oh, yeah, no, go on. Sorry.
No, I just said that, you know, at the end of the...
Oh my God.
That's what I was saying.
Have you heard it?
Yeah, we just heard it.
The song at the end is a cover that she did of the main song that you hear, La Tempesta.
I sang it. I did.
Nino, Nino, na, na. So they went to Rome just to record the version with her. So it's a beautiful cover.
We have time for only one more question. Is there anyone
Yeah.
upstairs first? I just want to...
Oh my God.
Right
So-
there, in the dress circle. So when it comes to writing a script with dream logic, Nacho, what were the challenges in keeping it all together on the page?
Oh, there was it's the opposite of dream logic because when you put a dream within a movie, it's like a door that opens towards the subconscious level, and everything is suddenly like filled with symbols and everything. And that is the classic way of putting dreams in movies. Like everything becomes like this abstract, formal whirlpool. I don't know. And the premise of the movie is actually killing all of that. I mean, it's like destroying all that legacy of how dreams work and just put asphalt, like turning into a parking lot because he's building his own thing. So instead of like being overwhelmed by the dream, Nicholas is just building a city piece by piece. So it's the opposite of a dream in the traditional way. It's this guy playing Lego with his dreams, building his flat and the city and a normal life. So it's about killing the traditional dream logic until he takes a pill within the dream, because the dream is becoming less than a dream. It's becoming even farther away from the dream. He's becoming the real life. And when he takes the pill within the dream, that is already real, everything just gets fucked up. And now, and at that time, the movie can start to feel like a traditional dream. Yeah. When he's with Aura and he becomes nighttime during daytime, that starts to feel different. Where did that image come
from? If like I love that image of daytime at nighttime. Where did that come from? And who's responsible for the artwork in the film?
Oh, the artwork?
Yeah, the artwork.
Idoia Esteban.
Yeah.
She made she's an old college. We're like a team. We're the same thing. Movie after movie. The idea of the daytime versus. Okay, this has to do with the story that I told you before about the times where the movie was black and white versus color. Okay. And it was going to be like people dressed in blue in the black and white world. Mm-hmm. So the dreams were going to be like black and white with a blue figure.
Well, it's beautiful.
Crossing the screen, like it was like a cover of the Schindler's List girl, like that. That felt so wrong.
Well, please.
And once it became like a Betacam thing, we have to come up with something different.
Well,
and daytime, nighttime felt great.
I think it's great. It's beautiful. Please put your hands together to the filmmakers of Daniela Forever. Thank you so much, Nacho.